Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here, and today is a bit of a double header video. If you've been around here for a while, you will notice that I have two series that I'm adding to. The first one is this creative collab project where we made a journal at the beginning of the year and we're doing a swap with a partner every month, and I've posted videos of what I've made for those collabs. And the other one, of course, is my Junk Journal Joy 30, or 30 ways to decorate a junk journal, and I have already done a few of those for you. Now, I have made the 5 stacked pocket belly bands that I had to make for my swap, show you those shortly. But I didn't film any of it. I had such a busy month with so many people away sick at work that I just made them in little dribs and drabs, and recording it was just useless. But these are the 5 that I made. Now, we were given a couple of videos to watch, and I had never heard of these before. And this first one, you'll see I cut the tops of my 3 pockets on an angle, just to make it look a little bit different. And of course you fill them full of goodies. And of course my swap partner, her favourite colour is sage. You'll be amazed how little I had in my stash. But I've found what I can, and the rest I've just gone, quite vintage looking. This one here, the middle pocket, I actually made out of vellum, and creating pockets like this with vellum works really well. With this one here, I've added some lace trim on the side of those 2 pockets because she loves lace. I tore the edges on these 3 pockets. Again, just trying to make them all a little bit different. And then this last one, I used 3 different types of papers to make the pockets. The idea is to use up scraps and all that fun stuff. So why this is a double-header video, we're going to make one for my Junk Journal Joy 30 project instead of me, because I didn't record the 5 that, I was making for the swap. So if you've been watching, we made a master board at the beginning of this series, and of course I'm going to use that as the base for my belly band because it's quite sturdy. It's paper, stuck on paper, so it's quite thick. And then we have to make the 3 pockets. This is a great way to use up your scraps. You can make them all the same size. You can make the pockets 3 different sizes. There's no rules. The only thing is when you grab your scraps, they have to be a little bit wider than the width of your belly band because you're going to fold them over. As you can see here, I've already done these 2 pockets just to show you basically what they look like. And then you glue them down one on underneath with a little bit of overlap. So this one here I have not done yet. And you're supposed to use a, what do you call it? Yeah, a scoreboard to create the bits you fold over. But of course mine is in storage. So I went, okay, how are we going to do this? Simple. I just put the paper down underneath the belly band and I folded it up and pressed it down, and then you end up with your folds in the correct place. So I tried a couple of other ways at first and I couldn't get them the right size, and I had to refold and fluff around, and I went, oh, this is ridiculous. So I tried this way and it worked perfectly. When you're doing the folds, make sure you place the pocket up on the belly band in the area it's going to stick so that it's the right size, especially if you haven't cut it perfectly. I don't think this one's cut perfectly, but anyway, it all works out. So you do the 2 sides, then you have to open those up. Oh, sorry, I just burnished them gently with my bone folder here. Now, keeping in mind, I have these 3 pockets have been made from little snippets of a magazine. I think, again, this was Daphne's Diary, and it's a good weight for these sort of pockets. It won't make them too thick and cumbersome for the belly band, which is, already relatively thick, so magazine paper works perfectly. And then we're just going to cut away the corners. The only thing we have to aim for is to aim for where the fold crosses over on both sides. We're just trying to reduce bulk so that the pockets sit as flat as possible. So getting rid of the rubbish there, then just gently folding that down again. And as you can see, you fold them in and then all you have to do is glue them down. So I am using, of course, my favourite Tiger glue. It is white, but it dries completely clear. And this glue gives you just a little bit of time to play before it seals really firmly, and that's ideal when you're doing a project like this, because you want to obviously try and line the pockets up on the edges as neatly as you possibly can. Of course, I can't find my tweezers, so I'm just going to pick it up and do the best I can do. They're buried under a pile of stuff that thankfully you can't see to the left of the desk. So all we have to do is stick it down, press it firmly around the edges, and as long as you don't use too much glue, you shouldn't have any sticking out the sides. Now, this one here, I had already put that little clear pet style sticker on the pocket because I wasn't sure how deep it would be hidden under the one that goes on top of it. So I thought I wanted the little sticker, the little flower on there, just to I'm trying to it looks quite bits and piecey, but I'm trying to make it a little bit cohesive, and you'll see what I mean as we go along. So I already put that sticker on in case it was going to be too difficult to get it to go down once the other pocket was put on. Now you'll notice at the very top there, I haven't stuck the pocket right at the top. Two reasons. Number one, if you stick something in it that will stick out the top of your journal, you may not want that. And also, just in case you want to add any further deco or clips or anything, you've got a bit of room to move. What I do try and do then, of course, is leave a similar amount of space at the bottom as well. As I said, you can make the pockets any size you like. You can make them all the same. I realised when I'd done my 5, I wish I'd sort of done 2 big ones and 1 little one on one of them, just to try it out, see how it turned out. But look, there's no rules for this. This is a great way to use up scraps. As long as it's a little bit wider than your belly band, you can make it work. Now, I have a few little bits and pieces that I have fussy cut out here. Again, the idea is to try and create a little bit of cohesion. When we watch the sample video, I'll link below the one that I watched. She used patterned paper on the top and the bottom, and then sort of more a plainer one in the middle, which I sort of did, except I've added the flower. But I've got cut out a few leaves here, and I thought I might put them on, especially on this top one, because it is sort of quite bright colours, and that way we're sort of using the plant nature theme the whole way through, even though there is already a tiny little flower up the top of that one. I just thought I just need something else on here. You don't have to decorate the pockets if you don't want to, or you can go all out. Maybe use a plainer base for your pocket, and then you can of course add all the ephemera you like, keeping in mind that depending on what you put into the pockets, you may well cover up most of your decoration anyway. So I tried not to sort of make that too much of my focus. Then down below, again, trying to create a bit of cohesion, I thought I'm just going to pop one little leaf down the bottom there. Just, again, we're just trying to link things together and sort of make them one without being one. So there we go. We've got 3 pockets, we've got some butterflies, and we've sort of got pink florals. So all a little bit matchy-matchy, but not matchy-matchy, if you know what I mean. So we're going to put that aside for a minute to let it dry. Seeing we've made a belly band, we do need, I think, a nice journal card to go in behind. This, the coloured paper was also from a Daphne's Diary. I've stuck it onto cardstock, and then at the same time on the other side stuck on some coffee dyed grid paper so that you actually have somewhere to write. And I didn't realise until after I'd glued the paper down, there was a couple of marks on the cardstock, so I wanted to hide that. I didn't like that. Now, this flower, of course, I also cut out of the magazine. This is one of the beauties of using magazines for die cuts and things. They're quite thin. They're not, a lot of die cuts that you buy are quite bulky. And if you use those sort of things all the time, you really end up bulking up your journals. So unless you love the gator mouth look, these magazine images with a little bit of fussy cutting time can make beautiful flat things. And then, of course, I found this gorgeous hedgehog. I couldn't resist. I was going to put a butterfly on it because I had butterflies on all the other bits, and I went, no. Have to use this very cute hedgehog. So we're just gluing that down, and that can dry for just a few minutes. This glue, Tiger Glue, is great. It doesn't take long. So that's our journaling card ready to go. And of course, I've made it just a bit wider than the belly band. But of course, my book is quite small. I can't make it too wide. So now we have to add some cute bits into our pockets. I went through my stash and found some little bits that I thought might suit. Cute little tag I've made there with a tiny butterfly on it. This is just, I don't know, this little scrap that I found, and I've turned it into a mini journaling card. And I thought the black and white worked well with in that top pocket. And I found that was just another little flag. I've again put the same little butterfly that's up on the top pocket on it. A little piece of ephemera there, and this very cute little sparkly tag. I thought the colours matched quite well. And again, use up your scraps. Just fill it full of pretty things. It doesn't matter what you put in it. And I found this little flower, and there was a tiny little bit of purple up in that pocket. So I thought, oh, that can go in there as well. And voila, it's done. So this is a really simple project. Great way to use up scraps or magazine images, whatever you can find. And then, of course, we're using Tiger Glue again to put this into the journal, because once this is dry, it is rock solid. I don't tend to use glue stick for sticking down things like this. It doesn't hold. So we just popped it down. I have cut it a tiny bit shorter just to make sure I didn't make it too long. But again, it doesn't matter. You can put a half-size belly band in if you want. I think the most important thing with stuff like this is just to have a go. And it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same as someone else's. Use your scraps and just have some fun. And popping the journal card in, and I just don't want to put it too far in because I want that cute little hedgehog face to pop out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put something down in the comment box. And if you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.